Hello everyone, Nishant Malhotra from the Middle Row. Today I'll be talking with Dr. Robert Karanja. Hello Dr. Karanja, great to have you here for a deep conversation on the evolving innovation within the social and development sector in Africa, especially in the healthcare sector and genomics. A very brief introduction. Robert is the co-founder of Wilgrow Africa. He has got a PhD and master's in medical parasitology and entomology from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. He did his PhD and master's from there, and he did his bachelor's in biology from North Park University. Before setting up Wilgrow Africa, Dr. Robert wore many hats as a professional within the development sector in Africa. So, hello, Robert. Great to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to talk about the work that we've been doing in Kenya.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me.
Robert wore many hats before setting up Wilgrow Africa as a co-founder. Now, please share your experience in enabling social change and impact within the development and social sector in Africa. So this is more of a journalistic question. You could talk about your critical insights on the struggles and key successes in the early part of your work in building up entrepreneurship-driven system in Kenya or in Africa.
So, as you pointed out, my background is as a biomedical scientist, and I worked at the Kenya Medical Research Institute, which is the National Health Research Institute. I have a biomedical science background, and started off my career as a research scientist at the Kenya Medical Research Institute. And one of the things that I can say in terms of experience and my roadmap towards setting up Wilgrow was that, first of all, if you look at the setup for KEMRI or for the research space within Africa, it's really interesting because we're doing a lot of investment in science and technology, and so my big question was, what can be done? Why do we have so much poverty in our country? And yes, science can be able to solve some of the problems that we're facing, but how do you then translate that science output into impact? And beyond the clinical studies and the validation, the translational research, how do you actually solve the problem for the community that you live in? And I had this hunch or intuition that there is the value of science is intangible. It's intellectual property, and so my initial approach was focus on intellectual property, and hopefully you'll start to see the path to impact. And I remember being part of the at the time, this is around the early 2000s, 2003, 2004, 5, where there's a lot of capacity building on intellectual property, not just at KEMRI, but also within the universities or the research institutes across Africa. We were all going through this wave of capacity building about intellectual property. And for me, the question was, if what we are creating is valuable, we can be able to commercialize it this way or to monetize it this way, then let's give it a shot. And we learned very quickly that that was not the case. You can be able to patent, you can be able to secure the intellectual property, but then all you have is a patent. That is not necessarily a solution for somebody who needs a solution in the marketplace. And I was fortunate to come across a very interesting program that was doing more capacity building on innovation systems. And this was a partnership of SIDA, the Swedish Development Agency, and Vinnova, the Swedish innovation agency, and the two put out a fantastic program as part of CEDA's international training programs that really just focused on knowledge-driven economy, and getting the opportunity to visit Sweden, interact with some of those great thinkers and developers of innovation systems, and also work and feel and experience